Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome to Star Wars Battlefront. This is Drop Zone, one of the modes available in Battlefront Beta. Now, keep in mind that this is a beta, and I'm not going to be reviewing the whole thing. I'm just going to be giving you points inside, a little bit of insight into what the beta is all about, what's it feel like, and all that sort of stuff, what's available in the game for you to play as, and all that sort of stuff. Now, as for the right side of my screen, you'll see there 1, 2, and 3. Those are sort of gadgets that you can have. You can have them in hand, as they are called. You can have those gadgets. There's a total of 7 of them that you can get, and you can level up to level 5. There's also 3 blasters and a blaster pistol, or a pistol blaster, or whatever it's called. And there's also a few different types of grenades, and there's plenty of battle pickups that you can pick up. Certain battle pickups are not available on this game mode, but they are available on Walker Assault. So once you got into the beta, you'll be kind of wishing that you want to level up really fast, because early on you start off with a basic rifle, which is not bad by all means. It's still a decent rifle, but those little power-ups that you have on your hands, those are going to make the difference. You'll see for 1, I have a grenade, 2, it's a personal shield, and 3, I have the equivalent of a sniper rifle, which you'll see a little clip of in a different video. Now, as I mentioned, you can level up to level 5, and you'll see those blue things on the screen there. Those are pickups. Once you defend one of those pods, and it's yours, it will explode, giving a couple of pickups. Now, there's about 3 pickups. You can actually pick all 3 of them yourself, as long as you deploy what you picked up. So let's just say you pick up a grenade. As long as you throw on that grenade, you can pick up the next pickup. If you want to use the next one, then the same thing again. You might get a turret or something that you need to put down on the ground. You might get the orbital strike that I got now, and just wanted to use it to see what it's like. This was literally the first time I had it. So whatever you get one of those things, all you got to do is use it in order for you to pick up another one. But keep in mind that all your teammates are going to go and try and do the same thing for you, because those things are really good to have, especially the orbital strike. There's a couple of mines that you can lay down on the ground and they'll kill people for you. There's a few turrets that you can deploy and have them do a bit of murdering for you. So there is some really good pickups that you can get. And I'm only going to talk about this game mode, because we're going to cover the other mode which is available on Hoth, which is Walker Assault. We're going to cover that in a different video. Now, for this mode, so far, I think this is going to be one of my favorites so far. You'll see everybody's going for the battle pickups. I'm doing the same thing. This time I've got a thermal imploder. I didn't get an orbital strike or a smart rocket or anything like that, but like I said, you can just throw it away, waste it if you want to, and take the chance of finding something better in that little pile that you can get. Or you can just go back and there'll be nothing in there for you, so you have to be careful before wasting one of your power-ups, because they're always good to have an extra power-up for when you see a couple of enemies bunched up together. Now, this mode is 8 versus 8, and I think that's going to be plenty. The map itself is not too big, it's not too small. I think it works. There's plenty of spots for you to flank around. There's plenty of spots for you to sort of maneuver and get a strategy going with your team. I suspect this is going to be really good with your friends, because you'll be able to communicate together. But even though I'm playing it on my own and I don't know any of these guys, I still think they came together and went for the objectives. Yeah, you're always going to have that one guy sitting on top of something, a little rock, thinking he's the sniper, but it kind of doesn't work that way in this, because you get spawned all over the map. And I personally think that for now, it's one of my favorites, what I played so far. I played about 5 or 6 matches in this, and I just loved it a little bit better than anything else. Now you can see that shield. Nobody's able to shoot you through the shield while the shield is active, but at the same time, you are not able to shoot either. One thing you can do is you can approach somebody and melee him. If he hasn't taken any damage, then you need to hit him twice if you want to murder him. If he's taken a bit of damage, then hopefully you should get him in one hit. But that shield will not last forever, and it's not something that you can use or overuse or spam or whatever you want to call it. The personal shield you will unlock at level 5, and it's going to be one of those things that you will make the difference between life and death. Do you get shot in the back? Do you take the death? Or do you just activate your shield and try and defend that objective until some of your teammates get to you? That's going to be completely up to you. Now, as I mentioned earlier on, you can't just go ahead and just spam it over and over again. It doesn't work that way. Throughout the field, you will find charges for your personal shield. Once you pick up one of these shields, all you have to do is just walk past it, or into it as it were. Once you pick it up, you'll be able to use your shield again if you've run out of charges. As for bugs or anything like that, I've not yet experienced anything whatsoever, and I did play a good amount of hours. I played about 3-4 hours altogether, different game modes. Mostly I played this, and Walker Assault seems to be a little bit OP'd. That's one charge there that you picked up. But we'll get to that in the next video. But as it is so far, there's plenty of options. It runs smooth. I've been getting sort of 100 plus frames. I don't really see an issue with the frame rate or anything like that. They do recommend you have a really decent PC when you're trying to run this, and also plenty of RAM, because they do recommend you should have 16 gigabytes of RAM if you want to run this smoothly at Ultra. As for FOV slider, all that sort of stuff, everything you can think of, it's in the game, it's there, it's available for you. You can play at 60, you can play at 100, it's up to you how you change the slider and the FOV and all that sort of stuff. For the end of the match, obviously, once you get your points and you get your points from the objectives, obviously this objective play does take a big sort of chunk, an important part into Star Wars Battlefront. You will need to make as much as an effort as you can to try and get as many objectives as you can, because you will get plenty of points for it. But at the end of it, on top of your points, which obviously will level you up, the equivalent of your points, so let's say you've got 3,500 points, you will get 350 worth of credits or tokens or whatever they're called. Once you get those tokens, those are the tokens you'll be able to spend if you want to purchase the new weapon, new upgrade, a new gadget or something like that. Those are the things that you'll be spending, not the actual points. You don't actually get nothing by just leveling up. You need to spend those points, and you need to spend them wisely. Now you may be wondering, what are those 7 things that you can purchase as gadgets? Well, you can buy a thermal detonator, which is your grenade, your cycler rifle, which is more or less of a sniper rifle, an ion shot, an ion grenade, the jump pack, a personal shield, and you can also get the sharpshooter. So those are the upgrades that you can buy in the beta so far. So make sure when you spend your money, use it wisely, because some of the things are a little bit expensive and you might want to save your money for something a little bit fancier rather than spending them on something cheap along the way. Now, getting back into the actual gameplay and the map and everything, the map works. As I mentioned earlier on, there's plenty of routes for you to take and flank the enemy and get a strategy going with your friends. The map works, there's no bugs. I didn't fall into the ground or anything. I remember in Battlefield 3 or something like that, I used to fall into the ground in Metro. But again, this is a beta, and the point of it is just a big old test. But as it is so far, I've not experienced any bugs or any problems or anything like that. The rifle seems to be okay. There's not any of that. The most important thing that I know a lot of you are sort of wondering about, is there any corner shooting or anything like that? How's the netcode? The netcode so far is decent. Yes, you do get shot a little bit, I think a little bit too quick sometimes, but that just depends where you get shot. If you get shot in the head, in the back, in the leg, whatever. But overall, it just seems to be a good beta so far. I would have loved it to be faster paced for me. I'd love to have the option when you just press V, that's it, you switch quickly. I don't think V, I think it's C or something as the default button, but I changed everything as it was back in the old days in Battlefront 2. I'd love the option of just picking things up on the go, just quickly, without you having to press E or anything like that. Those are some of the things, but they're minor things, and I don't think those are going to affect me too much. But as it is so far, I'm enjoying it so far. It's a different story when it comes down to Walker Assault on Hoth, and we'll be covering that next, and then we'll be covering the survivor mode, which is available for you to play either with a friend if you'd like, or you can just play alone. It's just waves and waves of dudes coming at you. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. Post a comment, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one.